According to I'd Still Prefer to Read the Hard Copy, Adolescents' Print and Digital Reading Habits. Contrary to popular belief that today's adolescents are digital natives who are completely immersed in technology, we found that adolescents in Singapore still preferred print books. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to present to you why paper books are better than ebooks, and why you should use paper books more than you should use ebooks. So, my thesis for this is that paper books are better because they avoid social distractions, they have sleep betterment, and they are more comprehensible, and they're a little bit more enjoyable to read. My qualification for this is our generation is immersed in technology, so I know a lot about ebooks. I use ebooks myself, and I also use paper books because I grew up using paper books, and so that's my qualification. And to move on, first reason why. Paper books help you avoid distractions by being off electronics. So, social media, probably our biggest network for teenagers and somewhat semi-adults since we're, over 18. In an experiment conducted by Jurgensen and Leckfer, they discovered that as more time passes without access to social media sources, people perceive that they are missing out on a greater number of social events. Thus, when regaining access to social media accounts, there is a strong urge to catch up on these missed events. When using your ebook, you have access to your social media accounts. Thus, you are more attracted to check, what's my friend doing on Facebook? What's my friend posting on Instagram? Did that cute boy snap me back? We want to know. And so, being on an ebook will only distract you from comprehending and reading. The rebuttal for this would be that ebooks are portable. You can take them wherever. You can go on a trip with your Kindle and you can read as many books as you want on your flight or on your road trip. And my rebuttal against that rebuttal would be that reading is normally just in one place. You go to a library to read and sit down, and you don't take too much time. You sit down and you enjoy the book, and you don't really go anywhere. So, I still think paper books are better. And let me ask you, to transition this, how many times were you on your phone at night and your parents told you to get off your phone, and you told your parents, Mom, Dad, I'm doing homework? How many of you were actually doing homework? Second reason why I think paper books are better is because they don't impair your sleep while you're reading at night. Phone screens and sleep. So, in the article, prolonged mobile phone use is associated with depressive symptoms in Chinese adolescents. The article discovered that prolonged mobile phone use of +2 hours on weekends and +5 hours on the weekend is associated with an increased risk of depressive symptoms. The association appears to be partially mediated by sleep disturbances. So, the more you use your phone, the less sleep you get. Thus, if you're up late at night reading on your Kindle or book or phone, you get your body used to when you get in bed, that means I get to be on my phone and I get to read. And then when you don't want to do that and you go into bed to sleep, your body's like, no, you're not sleeping. We're reading. That's what we do in this position. So you don't get as much sleep as you want. The rebuttal for that would be that, you can read in the dark with an ebook. How many kids stayed up at night to read a book with a flashlight? Many of us did. I did that many times. And paper books sometimes make you fall asleep while you're reading them late at night. So that wouldn't be well if you're, studying for an exam that is the next morning. But let me tell you, the only reason that someone would be up at 12 in the morning was because they were doing our famous so-called procrastination. My friends, procrastination is our worst enemy, but our best friend. Procrastination is the only reason someone's up at 2 or 3 in the morning studying for an exam. It is better to study beforehand on a paper book and not stay up at 2 in the morning reading on your computer to finish that exam. Because paper books are easier to absorb and enjoy slowly, so you can comprehend paper books better than electronic books. For example, physical goal. You can be reading the book and say, oh look, I have read this much and I only need this much, or I've only got 5 pages left. Wow, look at me go. And with an ebook, you kind of just go, look, another page. Because, they have the little line that says 66 pages, but it was 66 pages 6 minutes ago. So, not the ideal thing for a physical goal. The rebuttal for this is that ebooks have built-in dictionaries, You can just click on the word and you don't have to go running around looking for a dictionary. But let me tell you, friends, that comprehension is better through paper books. You don't have to have a built-in dictionary. According to Bechet's studies, he reported in his article, the studies showed that students of all ages from elementary schools to college tend to observe more than they're reading on paper than on screens, particularly when it comes to nonfiction material. Sometimes you should print it out, especially if it's long, says Clinton. Comprehension is better when you're using a paper book. Take example this, very first dictionary in Spanish. I speak Spanish, guys. I read this when I was younger. I speak Spanish. So, to wrap this up, I want to mention COVID-19, something I read in the website. It says, on March 27th of 2020, an article was published that said, the Internet Archive has made access to more than 1.4 million ebooks free for people stuck indoors during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm not saying don't ever touch an ebook again. I'm saying paper books will help you stress relief in this stressful event of a pandemic. It will help you understand the material you're trying to learn better than sitting down with your tablet and trying to understand chemistry. And so, to wrap this up, I want to say paper books are better than ebooks because, one, you are less distracted on a paper book than on an electronic. You have better sleep, and you understand and you enjoy more books. Because that's the whole point of it, right? When you read a book, you read it to enjoy it. So, to finish this off, I encourage you to go and look for a paper book that made you so happy when you were younger, and just read it over again. And then go look for more, because they're so enjoyable and they're so relaxing. And just sit down with your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink and enjoy your day.
Enjoy more paper books.
Thank you for listening. Happy Finals Week! Sources.